All right, so you want to build a loan officer approved scenario so that you can set expectations for your shoppers, people that are out there looking for homes, and make sure they're looking at the homes that they qualify for. They understand what their payment is, which loan program types are available to them. They can get pre-approval letters. And the way to do that is from the loan officer approved scenario. So down here inside the loan, once it's created, so whether you've created the loan through an integration or whether you've imported a Fannie or a 3.4 file, or whether it was a loan application through our platform, doesn't matter. If they exist in here, they need, and they're a purchase, they need a loan officer approved scenario. This box is what controls the default configuration for your borrowers. Okay, it's what sets the standard for them. Click Create Scenario right here. Select the program you want. And then from that, you can see I need to update these two sections, my finances, because there's nothing in here for my borrower, and my calculation. All right, so I'm going to click Edit Borrower Finances. Now, these are your validated numbers here. Okay, guys, this is what is going to allow your clients to request or get pre-approval letters from the platform. I'm going to add some debts. Now, in my opinion, I like to, when it's not overwhelming, itemize the debts. You don't have to. You can just do a lump sum. Most of your customers are not savvy enough to go into the platform and delete debts to try to make their scenario work. That is a feature. They can never get a letter if they've changed their financial status for the better, but it does allow them to play with the numbers to figure out what it might look like if they paid their credit card off. Most of the time, it's your customers have just a couple small trade lines, so it's not a big deal. But if they have a lot, just say like all debts. Now, the easiest way, honestly, to build this scenario is going to be to import a 3.4 file or to have an integration with your LOS system. So if you don't have that, you don't know how to do it, the easy way right here is just you go import, select the file, drop it in, it builds the scenario. Now you may want to edit the information in here, but this video is about manually going through and updating it. So now I'm going to build my subject property information. Click edit. My price is $250. My down payment's 5%. Rate adjustment, we'll cover this in more detail in another video, but essentially you operate a rate sheet inside of Pre-Approve Me. This is going to be how much more or less do you want their rate to be compared to your rate sheet in PAM. So let's say this customer has some credit issues. Their 640 FICO score on a conventional loan. I'm going to hit them with a 0.5 point in rate over my default rate sheet. Okay. Now taxes, I'm going to do a dollar amount. So make sure you're doing this correctly, right? Dollars, years, dollars, months, whatever it is. So in this case, I'm going to say it's $5,000 a year, $600 a year. Click save. Now what I want to do is validate here that the status is qualified. Now, if it's not, so for example, if it says conditionally qualified or not qualified, read the red letters, the words underneath to verify what's wrong. So in this case, it says my letter expiration date is past. Well, this was an old demo loan of mine. So what that means is that you see this is in red. This is an expired date. This customer's pulled credit more than 90 days ago. So I'm going to go ahead in here and I'm just going to update this. Okay. So now we've updated this and I'm going to refresh the screen. This should update to say qualified. Now, once that's done, you also want to refresh your borrower scenario. So what that means is your customers have sort of been using the platform, but without their qualified financial data. So inside of here on the right, you need to basically just hit the reset button for them. Click reset, click confirm. That will go away. Now, the next time they run a payment scenario, it will show up in here, and that will give you sort of a glass ceiling into their shopping experience, let you look down and verify which houses they're looking at and what their payments are, etc. Oftentimes with my clients, I can see Are these the kinds of customers who are pushing the envelope regarding price? Are they being pretty conservative? It helps me understand them a little bit better. So I do spend a couple of seconds with each customer whenever I'm in a loan file, just looking to see what's happening. Okay, keeps me in the loop. Now, last but not least, if they are a lead, they're going to see a different app configuration here, different tools than if they're a loan. In our system, a lead is somebody who you don't know yet. They likely haven't applied and you've not qualified them. Okay. Once you've qualified them, move them to a loan status. So again, I'm going to go over here and change my status. I'm going to change it from lead to pre-approved. And that is going to completely change the mobile app for my clients, and it's going to empower them to shop for homes more effectively. Now, if you guys are seeing different statuses here on the loan officer approved scenario, then what you have to do is you have to take into consideration the TBD information you entered as it compares to the loan program guidelines. These are your guidelines. This is the TBD scenario. So if I'm running up against a debt to income ceiling, so if I go to 450 in price, I know this is going to throw an error. Here it is, not qualified. Why? Because it exceeds the DTI for this loan. 56 ain't going to work on a conventional loan, right? So this is going to tell me what's wrong. Then there's two ways to fix it. Adjust your scenario here so that you're underneath the thresholds, or adjust your program guidelines up here. In this case, I can adjust my DTI. I've got some magic program, let's say, that allows 57% back end. And I also have a magic conforming loan that does up to $650,000. When I go back into the loan, now it reads qualified because this measured against my guidelines checks out. Hopefully that helps you guys. Take care.